Harold IMs me and he says, "Hey, Sam, hope you're feeling better. I'm a couple of days behind listening to the podcast. If you hadn't touched on it yet, I'm hoping to hear your comments on the Matthews Priebus scuffle on Morning Joe." So Matthews is on Morning Joe. You got Matthews, you got Tom Brokaw, and Scarborough and Mika, and Rance Priebus, whatever this guy's name is, And Matthews clearly cannot get Priebus to come on his show, I don't think, because he would have saved this for his own show. And, Mitt Romney the other day in Michigan made a birther comment. I don't know, supposedly a joke. I know they're trying to make Mitt Romney funnier, like have him joke to show that he's actually human, not like a machine. But the guy cannot deliver a joke unless it's like a mean joke. And this wasn't mean. I mean, the guy cannot tell a joke unless it is like in some way derisive of somebody for being, like a fag or, like, hey, what's going on, Blackie? Oh, look at these chocolate drops, or that's the type of like he needs to be picking on somebody who's in some way disenfranchised or an alienated, or somebody who's like clearly on the weaker pecking order from him. And it's tough. He tries to make a joke about the president, and the problem is the president is the president, and he's just a guy who's hoping to become president and had to spend a lot more of his own personal fortune to do so. So he makes some joke about, like, I didn't have to show my birth certificate here in Michigan. And do I think that comment is racist? No. Is it trying to edify the racist sentiment in the Republican Party of his base? Of course. Of course it is. Hey, just want to remind you that there is you can decide whether it's legitimate or not, a whole controversy about whether the president was born in America, because we all know he's not really American. Of course that's the subtext of there. And of course Romney's doing that. He's doing it with his welfare thing. Of course he is. And Matthews, I don't agree. I suspect our politics are very different. But he really is one of those like old-timey, let's not make this about racism. Like he's still shocked. Like that, because he's seen it for a long time. It's just that like part of that sort of left-leaning Irish Catholic old-timey guy is like, hey, that's out of bounds, even though that happens all the time. And so good for him. He just went after Priebus in a sort of a very, very sort of aggressive way. And even Tom Brokaw was, well, let's pretend that this is not because this is uncomfortable. Yeah, God forbid on Scarborough show you taint the integrity of Scarborough show by showing that you're offended by something. So here is just the last minute and a half of it. I don't know that I have ever tweeted anything positive in favor of Matthews ever. And I certainly in the past have criticized him, but I was like, really like, that's good. He did a good job, and we should reward that type of behavior.
His birth certificate. Just a funny choice.
Listen, I think that I disagree with Chris on this. I think it was a demonstration of his awkward sense of humor. But I do think, in fairness, that all during the Republican debates and the primaries, that there was a lot of stuff aimed at the president that was not refuted by leaders of the party.
I refuted it every single time. I bet you 20 times on TV.
I'm not talking about the birthing thing as much as I am about he's a Muslim, he's a socialist, he's not American. John Sununu had to apologize for saying he doesn't know what it's like to be an American. That was a pretty tough attack. Now, I think it comes the other way, by the way, from the Democrats toward the Republicans as well. And I think that's what's made the country fed up with American politics, and it's a challenge for both parties.
But I think
that's the thing, is that people are really upset about politics now because there are people who are saying mean things about each other. Like it's never happened. Of course it happens. That's part of the politics. And then part of the politics is energizing your base or energizing other voters by saying, hey, this is the subtext of that thing. That's, the idea that Tom Brokaw doesn't know that is just impossible to imagine. The idea that Tom Brokaw is clutching his pearls. This is why Americans... No, you know why Americans are fed up with politics? It's because 70% of them, including Tea Partiers, 70% plus say, don't touch my Medicare. Don't touch my Social Security. And we all know, no matter who's president, they're going to cut it. It's just a question of how much they're going to cut it. Because Americans know they're getting screwed by corporations and the wealthy. And we know that politicians won't do anything about it. I'm holding in my hand a study by Mark and Gillens at Princeton. You've heard of Princeton, haven't you, Mr. Brokaw? Who shows that over the past 40 years, I don't have it outlined, shows over the past 40 years that whenever there's a decision that needs to be made by our government that is in any way contentious, the legislative process always favors the wealthy. Whether it's, you can break it down right, left, whatever, always favors the outcomes of the wealthy. That's why they're pissed, Mr. Brokaw. But I understand that you have to say this about decorum.
Obama's policies have created a sense that for whatever reason, he's looking to guidance as far as health care is concerned, as far as our spending is concerned, as far as these stimulus packages are concerned. He's looking to Europe for guidance. What? I mean, that's the problem.
Where do you get this from?
We've got a government.
Insane. You mean the Keynesian fiscal policy is somehow
so far out of control?
You mean the fact that every president we've had has tried to offset the economic cycle with stimulus going the other direction?
Look at the
somehow
spending.
European.
He said he'd get the debt under control. Where are we
What's
at?
this got to do with Europe and this foreignization of the guy?
Well,
you're doing it again now.
So you don't think Obamacare?
He's influenced by foreign influences.
Okay. So you don't think
you're playing
government
that card
taking
again.
over health care?
What's this European thing of yours?
Okay.
Oh, what do you think?
Let's just work on tone. Go ahead, Reice.
What are you up to with this constant
Chris, let him
effort that
answer
he's
the
not really
question.
domestic? Oh, he brought it up.
All right.
Chris, let him answer the question. He's going to answer why apparently stimulus is European, why the healthcare plan from Massachusetts is European, why things like whatever it is, tax credits is European. So let him answer the question.
I kind of like how he said it in a way that I don't want to upset him because he's higher on the food chain at MSNBC.
Come on, come on, Chris.
Please.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You don't think that the takeover of our healthcare system, called Obamacare, is a problem for most Americans
Let me tell
in
you
this
some
country?
history, sir. Teddy Roosevelt pushed for that. Franklin Roosevelt pushed for that. Truman pushed for that. Were they all under the influence of Europe?
I'm not going to get into a shouting match with Chris, so you guys can move on.
That's fair
Because you're
enough.
losing, that's why.
No, I'm not losing.
All right.
I'm not going to sit here.
All right, let's
about Obama being
okay.
a foreigner is the thing your party's been pushing. Sununu pushed it. Everybody pushes it in your party.
Okay.
All right.
Birth
Garbage.
certificate jokes.
Garbage.
It's your
Okay.
garbage.
Yeah.
Boy, you know why you're the hurricane? It might.
What's awesome about the end of that is somehow oh my God, we've actually had an argument on the set. What are we going to do now? What is wrong with these people? How about saying, wow, that was pretty heated. We got to take a break, everybody. Wish we could continue this because we're actually hearing something relevant rather than hey, look at the great 18 different types of beer in this place we're in.
I would watch Morning Joe every day if it was like that.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We just had a moment of decent television. Let's all act uncomfortable about it. I mean, good for Chris Matthews. The only thing I would have reminded Reice Priebus or Priebus or whatever the hell his name is that the healthcare plan came from Massachusetts. Or as we call it around here, old Europe.